you mentioned JB right there, and Seamus, I think we need to cue the video really quick because I am gonna tell you guys about the JB pop-up, but let's cue the video really quick. This was my interaction with Jaylen Brown to start it off.
So, well, let's give some context to this, Griffin. You showed up. Let's give some context to this video before we show it to everybody. Griffin, you showed up at Canobie Lake Park.
Canobie Lake Park. Canobie.
Sorry, Canobie. Okay, I can't get I can't get the northeastern names right. My goodness.
I know. We're at all right. So let's give you a little bit of background first. How dare me, Seamus, being so rude to just show them a video and be like, hey, you guys take the video and I'll give.
Gotta get a little sponsorship in there.
I'll give a little details, and then after the video, I'll dive into I'll give you guys the whole rundown. But we're at Canobie Lake Park in Salem, New Hampshire. Great place. I have to mention too, Canobie is like, I went in there and I was like, oh, it's giving Funtown Splashtown vibes. If you guys don't know Funtown Splashtown, that's an amusement park in Maine. It's on the older side, but I tell you what, Canobie is definitely on the older side. But they maintained it and give it a little old-fashioned vibe, but also a little bit of thriller vibes too. It feels like you're back, I don't know. It feels like you're back quite a bit. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And Jaylen Brown was having a 741 pop-up, and we got to meet him. We got to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Jaylen Brown. So I think that's a little context. And I'll trust me, I'm giving you guys the whole story, the whole rundown, the whole day, how it went through. So let's hear it, though. So in this video, too, I go up to him, and he's super humble guy. I just have to say, super humble guy. So, and this interaction with him was just amazing. So let's cue the video, Seamus. I'm ready for it.
Without further ado, here's Griffin meeting Jaylen Brown.
Thanks
for coming out. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
And I'm here to do BTS or something.
I got you. Oh. So
there you go.
You got it right there. So he's super humble. All right. So I'm going to start off the day. I'm going to start off the whole day. We're going to go and everyone who's watching, who is at this pop-up, shout out to you guys. Like, this was my first time in Celtics community. I'm going to say that. We've been doing the fan series, and I want to give a special shout out to Celtics community. I did get noticed when I was there too, which was hyped. And he's going to be joining the podcast. I got there and he's like, hey, you're from the podcast. I was like, yeah. So I got no sleep. I got home from late work at like 12:30. And I was like, all right, you know what? We're going to try to go to bed, put my head on the pillow, waited 5 minutes. And I'm like, all right, I cannot go to sleep. I'm staying up all night. So I stayed up all night. I had to meet the caveman early. I met him. I was supposed to meet him at 7 in New Hampshire. So what I did was I stayed up all night. I went to York Beach, which is a beautiful place in Maine. Watched the sunrise. I'm like, all right, today's going to be a good day. Met up with the caveman super early. We got there around 7:44. And this is for perspective. 7:44 we got there, like 7:30. We were around there at 7:30. I will say that. We got there around 7:30. The gates do not open till 9:30, till 10, till 9:30, 10. So we were waiting, and people just kept coming on in. So there was a line of people, and we were all waiting at the gates. We got there, rushed out, because the caveman had a surprise, a little surprise, as I'll pull up in a minute, for Jaylen Brown. But we got there, got in the line. Everyone was so nice. Like, he was like, hey, you're that guy from the fan series. You do the podcast. And I was like, yeah, it's Griffin, So shout out to everyone watching at home. I'm going to pull up this one too. The Celtics community is just, man, great group of people. This was so much fun and just such a great time. I tell you what, I do apologize for everyone if I was like a little grouchy. I don't know if that's what the vibe came off as, but I had no sleep, and I was like my head was like so willy wonky. I was just so focused on getting an interview with Jaylen Brown. I was like, oh, I hope I get it. I was so anxious. And unfortunately, this is the part where I'm talking about. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the interview. I asked him after too, and I was just starstruck. I'm like, this is Jaylen Brown. This is Finals MVP. As you guys see right here too, I'll pull up as my light goes off. So we'll try to fix that in a second. But as you see, I got the signed jersey right here. So gotta show some love to JB as I will try to get this back on for you guys. But got the signed jersey right there from Jaylen Brown. So
hold up the jersey again for the light went out. The light went out at the wrong time. There you go.
It did. So JB signed the jersey for me. Got me right with the jersey. Had some great time with the fans, because we've been coming on this podcast and been like, hey, what's the fan experience like? Because I tell you what, I hear about it all the time, and I've been to so many Celtics games, but I've never been in with Celtics community like this. And it's a great group of guys. We had a lot of ladies and gentlemen. It was a great group of everyone. And we had a lot of fun. And we were sitting there. The pop-up didn't start till 1. So we were there from 7 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. And we didn't even get to meet Jaylen Brown till 1:30. There was like a little miscommunication. So some gold people got to go in, spend their time with Jaylen Brown. When we went in, it was more so, all right, you guys go. It was like more of a standard pop-up. Like you go in, get your autograph and dip. Like autograph, picture, dip. Like, and you've heard a lot of the experiences, how he'll sit down and talk to fans. But this one, you have to admit, this was prepared weeks and weeks before. So a lot of people were like, oh, this is an opportunity to meet Jaylen Brown. As me, like I saw this and I was like, this is an opportunity. And it's not like he's posting this the night before. I'm going to meet Jaylen Brown. So a lot of people were prepared for that. A lot of people came to the event. So it was more quick. I feel like with the pop-ups, it's less people. So he has more time to meet you one-on-one. But again, Daniel, you mentioned it. He's the guy who he's so humble. I went up to him. He's like, how's it going? Thank you for coming out. He thanked me, which I do admit I did pay a little money. I waited in the line, but I got to meet him. Thank you. Thank you, JB. And then super nice. Like after, I didn't put that part in, but I was like, hey, could I get an interview? And he was like looking, he's like, unfortunately I can't, no interviews today. But he was like, thank you though. And he handed me the jersey. So he was very, and I think he wanted to. And I think that's the thing. I really do believe he wanted to, but he can't. Like you could see it when I saw him sit down, because originally he was standing up, getting pictures with everyone. But then they're like, all right, look at the line. You're going to be here till midnight. If you do your normal thing, you're going to be here all day and night if you're talking to all the fans, because there was like upwards towards like 300-400 fans there at one point, I feel like. So they were like, all right, gotta like kind of speed it up, So it was great for the time it happened. But I'm going to show a couple more pictures as well. Here's that case I was talking about that the caveman made. He got the shoes in there, and there's me holding up the case. So sick. Shout out to the caveman. Here's us all right in front of the lake. Again, Celtics community, great time. And then here's another picture right here. So much fun. I can't get over it. But I think the picture that I love the most is me with the man, the myth. Well, I love both of these pictures. I'm going to say these two are my favorite. It's Celtics community, showing my love with all the supporters out there and all the fans. And you got me and JB, the finals MVP, the man, the myth, the legend right there. Shout out to AJQ Photos, Andrew, with this picture right here. And I'm going to give the other photographer a shout out. I got to find his IG. He did a phenomenal job as well. So a lot of great content was there. Fleeza, shout out to Fleeza. He was so funny. I tell you what, every clip that you've been seeing going out is Fleeza as the main guy, because he was hilarious. But a great time, and great to be in the presence of the finals MVP, the guy who's going to be leading the Boston Celtics this year. Wish I could have asked him a few questions, but no problems. Like he was obviously, you saw that he was kind of like, someone obviously said to him, hey, JB, you can't do what you normally do. Because I will say, Seamus, you know how we've been having people on, he takes his time, he's nice and talks to everyone. For the gold members, the people that came in first for the Juice Foundation, he was like that. And that took like hour and a half, and there was probably like 50 people there, and he would like spend like 3 minutes with each one of them, like being like, all right, and doing fun pictures and stuff like that. So he is such a humble guy, and for being a superstar, and I talked about this, I said, you won't see anyone else do this. You won't see Derek White do this. You won't see. Now, I'm not anything against them, but I'm saying Jaylen Brown is so humble, and the fact that he's putting his brand out there, but at the same time, he's taking time out of his day to meet up with Celtics fans. And another thing I have to mention on this too is you wouldn't see JT out there, but could JT go out there? I don't think so. He would get swamped with fans, and that's nothing against Jaylen Brown. It's just, you know, how much more popular Jason Tatum is. So but again, great time. I'm going to pull this one back up. Such a humble guy, and it was nice in it. I was just standing up. I was kind of starstruck, so I'm like standing up, getting ready for the picture, and he's like, let me stand up, and he's like standing up, and I'm still like smiling for the picture. But awesome, great to meet him. Dabbed him up, and he said, let's have a good season, all right? And that's what it is. But what are your guys' thoughts around that? Any questions, Stu?
We're gonna have our manager Nick Franco reach out to the management of Jaylen Brown. We are one day going to secure a Jaylen Brown interview. I don't care if it's 2040. All right, you can come back to this 15 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that interview. Will I get that interview, Seamus? We're saying it right now. Will I get that interview? I think I will.
I don't. I believe you will. I don't think you will. I don't hope you will. I believe you will. All right. I believe we're going to, in time, have that interview. And it might not be during his playing career. Who knows? He might be on here as a retired veteran of the NBA. That would be acceptable too.
What was that, Daniel?
I said it's a fact at this point. It's not even a thought or maybe. No. Yeah, it's going to happen.
I was a little bummed out about it. I think it was from how sleep deprived I was, and I was like so looking forward to it. So I was like, oh, I couldn't get the interview, but I reached out to, and I haven't got anything back yet, but we'll get that interview. Whether it be, like you said, Seamus, whether it be right now or when he's retired, we'll get that interview.
But
now you have something and you have something more than any other podcast wants to get him. You have a pic of him. And hopefully it's going to help him remember you whenever we're ready to do that interview. So you have something, you're ahead already of many other people that want to do those interviews that don't have anything yet.
And then we got to call Boston B Money too. You know, he's got the hookups.
He does. You're right. I got to reach out to Boston B Money. Yep. And I tell you what, yeah, I didn't see Boston B Money there, but I saw a lot of people that you guys have already been on the fan series and are gonna be on the fan series. So I saw a lot of fans there too.
That's what's cool about that group photo by the lake. The one of your favorite photos there, Griffin. Let's see. Out of this photo here,
we've had so far.
So we have the Caveman and Cody Pimentel on the fan series so far. And I know there were I believe there are a couple of other people there as well.
Known as Lily is in here somewhere. But we're going to get back to this one. I feel like most of these people are going to be on the podcast. And I tell you what, I'm going to give a special shout out again to Fleezus. I can't wait till he joins. He was the comedy of the day. And I tell you what, every clips I'm trying to put out there, I'm like, geez, I get a good laugh out of this. I need to put this out there. So he's a pretty funny guy, and it was great to meet him as well.
Was Fake JB there?
I can't wait to have them all on, I gotta say.
Was Fake JB there?
No, he wasn't. So that's we gotta reach out to Fake JB and be like, hey, you gotta attend these pop-ups, man. This is your opportunity. And you know, I was thinking, I was like, do I add this as one of my questions? I had a little note card down. My questions were gonna be like, how's the recovery, and what's your how are you preparing for this upcoming season? And then I was gonna ask you guys, I know you guys wanted it. I was gonna ask about the water workout. I that was gonna be my closing question, because this is when we have that interview with him someday, that's gonna be a top question, because that's a favorite on this podcast, the water workout. So we gotta ask him about that, and then I was just gonna ask him what he loves about Celtics fans. Just keep it a little short, but we'll get that opportunity. But yeah, I mean, I gotta look at the day though. I feel so bad again. I was just so like tired and sleep deprived. Andrew, his dad, and I went on some rides too. A lot of fun. Shout out to Canobie. They there was a lot of people there. It was hot. It was really hot. I tell you what, it was.
How many people do you think showed up to that event, Griffin?
I am very bad with like guessing with people wise, but I'm gonna guess around like 400.
Ooh, wow!
I'm gonna guess around
That's
400.
Quite a bit of people.
I would say around 400 because I'm so bad with like estimating, but no, you know what? I'm gonna say upwards around 500 though, because that line was pretty lengthy. So there was quite a few people out there though. But again, shout out Jaylen Brown, shout out 741, shout out Canobie Park. Great experience, and I swear this will be the dagger in it. I will probably stop yapping your ear off about this because I know you guys want to hear about Celtics. You guys are like, all right, I love all of this, but I know the fans at home are like, all right, we keep seeing the Jaylen Brown post, but it was just amazing.
One more thing though. First of all, the Jaylen Brown experience is just amazing. I mean, all those photos, the communal aspect of it is really the biggest thing there. I mean, you see just how much, I mean, in those photos, the community can come together for something as simple as a Jaylen Brown pop-up. And I got to mention this too. The Jaylen Brown pop-ups, they're not so much pop-ups anymore. They're basically all-day events. That's what it feels like. I mean, Griffin, you were there from, I don't know what time you left, but you were there early in the morning to probably late 4. Afternoon.
We were there till like 4. Like that's what time we left. Like we got out of there late. And I tell you what, Caveman was driving back and to my car because my car was in New Hampshire, and the whole time I'm like, oh, like I'm up. I was so exhausted, and that is the last time I ever do that. That is the last time I ever stay up all night because I barely even remember the Jaylen Brown experience because I feel like it was a dream, especially because I was running off of no sleep. So I'm like, I can't even enjoy it. I did enjoy it, but I barely remember it because I was like knocked out. I was like zombie Griffin all day. I'm like, oh, like it was zombie Griffin moment for sure, but met some great people again. And you're right with that, Seamus. You could call those all-day events. And if you guys ever see the Jaylen Brown pop-ups, go to one. Have fun. He is a great guy, and he is one that I will tell you that short experience was even longer than the experience I had with Porzingis. When my brother and I walked in, we talked about this on the podcast too, and I literally just deleted that picture of us today. So I can't pull that one up. But when we met Porzingis, it was super quick. It was like, hey, how are you guys doing? Fist bump, a picture. Thank you guys. We left. Like with Jaylen Brown, shook his hand. How's it going? Hey, I'm Griffin. And he was like, he signed my jersey, took his time with the signature. I feel like it's what you put into it as well. If with Porzingis, I was like, hey, how's it going? Like, what's up? Like, if I change my attitude, maybe I got a little more out of it. But Jaylen Brown he's like kind of slow with it. He wants to enjoy his time with the fans and everything. And then he was like, hey, thank you for coming out. Like, thank you for thanking me. Like, thank you for being here and taking the time out of your day to do this, And then at the end, he's like, let's have a good season, all right? And even like when he said no about the interview, he was so considerate about it. And he was like, he's like, oh, like he gave me like the feeling that I really would if I could, but I can't. And I was like, just one question. He's like, sorry, I can't. He's like, no, not today. So like he would
call his agent, has to call his
Boston B Money.
If
you're listening, I'm reaching out to you. I gotta get his manager. Gotta call.
No, when you're that big of a star, it's like you can't do things up front with individual people. It has to be through agents and managers.
Oh, totally.
But we have a good one, Mr. Nick Franco. I'm telling you,
we do. No, yeah, but again, great time in Canobie there.